Hi everyone, and welcome once again to this interview that I'm doing for PSP candidates. PSP stands for Progress Singapore Party. My name is Craig, and I have with me in the studio today Dr. Yong Guan. So Dr. Ang, welcome to the show.
Yes. Craig.
So welcome, yeah. So Dr. Ang is going to be a candidate, and you will get to see more of him on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. But the purpose of today's interview is for us to get to know a little bit of the personal side of Dr. Ang, and he has come forward, and he's also brought along some photos from the past and up to the present, so we'll get to know him a little bit better, okay? So we're going to have fun doing this interview. So, Dr. Ang, you were born in Singapore, or where were you?
Born in Singapore.
Also, you are born in Singapore, true blue Singaporean,
Yeah,
not imported from anywhere else. Oh, okay. Where were you growing up in your teenage, your baby or child years?
I was born at Kedang Kebau Hospital.
Oh, Kedang Kebau Hospital, yes, most of us
when
were.
I was born, I was 10 pounds. Oh,
wow.
yeah, it was cesarean section, I remember. My mother told me.
Your mom must have eaten some very nourishing food. 10 pounds is
very,
huge!
very rare, very rare, 10 pounds.
Wow.
And in fact, she had an episode of disorientation.
Your mom?
Yes, I was told that after delivering me, she actually saw someone outside, but there was no one. She was actually having visual hallucination.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And I think it must be the dehydration, the postnatal reaction. So really, and my uncle used to tell me, you're not delivered, you are picked up from the tummy. So I said, oh, that's interesting.
But you were you overdue, or were you
and another interesting fact, I was born on Chinese New Year Day.
And
yes,
for that year that you were born?
24th January that year was Chinese New Year Day.
Wow.
So every Chinese New Year Day is my birthday.
Oh, wow. So, I mean, what time was your, roughly morning, afternoon, or night?
That one, honestly, I can't remember. I think it's around 1 a.m.
Oh, 1 a.m.
But I need to verify that.
Wow,
fantastic,
interesting.
Interesting.
Wow, those were some significant moments,
yes,
even
yes.
as a baby.
So every Chinese New Year, people celebrate for me.
Oh, yeah, so lucky, so lucky.
And once in a while, the English birthday, 24th January, coincided with the Chinese New Year Day.
That's the thing about the Chinese calendar. It's like the world will become quite complicated because the good thing that we are using the Gregorian calendar. It's not very difficult to do planning forward. Every year Chinese New Year change up and down. They will go crazy, Crazy. But yet there's a unique way of calculating whereby nothing goes wrong.
Yes.
And that's the amazing thing about for easier use or application. At least we use the Western Gregorian calendar to chart our days and our time going forward. If not, lucky you're not born on February 29. Then you celebrate your birthday once every 4 years. Okay, so how many siblings did you have?
Okay, I'm the eldest. I have a brother and a sister.
Oh, it's 3 of you?
3 of us.
Oh,
and
okay.
I came from a very poor family. My father was a bus driver, and I used to stay in a kampong, Lorong 1 Geylang.
Wow.
I remember, my father would buy a packet of char kway teow. Can you imagine? That time char kway teow was 30 cents. If you bring along an egg, it's 50 cents. But more importantly, we couldn't afford 2-3 packets. So 4 of us were tucked in on 1 packet.
1 packet.
And then I remember when I went to school, it was 15 cents. I went to Tanjong Ru Boys School, now defunct, now it's Dunman High.
Oh, okay.
So when I went to Tanjong Ru, Fort Road, when I went to school, 15 cents for allowance. And I bought Yong Tau Fu. Yong Tau Fu, 3 pieces for 15 cents. And I will go for soup 3 times. So the Yong Tau Fu man know, hey, hello, soup.
Okay.
So I'll eat one, then ask for another round of soup. Eat the second one and ask for another round of soup.
So they have to fill you up
to fill my tummy.
Oh, okay.
I remember it was so poor at that time.
Yeah. Well, surprisingly, those were tough times that you grew up in Singapore. But even now, today, apparently, there are many Singaporeans who also go hungry, even in this day and age.
That's terrible.
That is the terrible thing that we have.
And then another interesting point, when I was 9 years old, 1964, the kampong where I live in caught fire.
Oh,
it was I think 4th November 1964.
Oh, you got very good memory.
Yeah, it was after my exam, because exam was in the morning.
You were in what, primary?
Primary 4.
Primary 4.
1964. I was having lunch, it was 12:30 p.m. Lorong 1, Geylang. I was having lunch. Fire!
Oh, run for your life.
Then guess what I did? I ran to my room. I carried 2 bags of school books.
Wow.
2 school bags. I forgot my saving bank. My saving bank was in a porcelain saving bank. Porcelain.
Piggy bank.
Piggy bank.
Okay.
I forgot inside $50 over coins.
Ayah. Then what happened?
Then what happened? We waited outside. We all went outside to the main road. Then we went to Aljunied Primary School, Lorong 21 there. Then we were housed there for a few nights.
So that's the one.
This is Lorong 1.
Oh my goodness.
It's called Jalan Minyak, you know.
Okay. So everything was raised to the ground.
My grandfather had 3 dozens of pigs, you know. All gone.
What?
Bacon.
Oh my goodness.
But what is interesting is next day, my parents took me back to the site. I hunted for my
Your piggy
bank. It was plied open really. Because it's porcelain, it could withstand the fire.
But all the coins all gone.
Coins all gone.
Wow, took you how long to save the amount of money? Right?
Yeah. So until today,
very sakit hati
until today, I analyze myself, you know. Why money is secondary to books?
Oh yeah, of course you forgot your piggy bank. You took your books.
Books come first. You go to my house, you see nothing but books. You go to my office, my clinic, you see nothing but books. And every time I travel, bookshop is on the list. I must visit bookshop.
Wow.
Wow,
dramatic impact, you can hear. He's talking about something quite dramatic, right? You got thunder sound in the background, you know. Yeah. Wow, you're very good.
Yeah. Actually, honestly, this is the first time I share, you know, so privately.
Okay.
The whole of Singapore, I think you are the first to hear about this fire.
Oh, goodness.
To know that this is the fire that affected Yong Guan. Another story. Then, next day got school. My school, Tanjung Ru Boys School, is white shirt.
Gone,
Correct, white shirt, brown trousers. A lot of people donated clothing. I went to hunt. I hunted for a white shirt. I got a white shirt. I couldn't find a brown trousers, khaki. They call it khaki trousers. Khaki.
Then how you wear what?
Oh, I nearly went into tears. I couldn't get a khaki trousers. Finally, I found a white one.
White one. Still can
At 9 years old, I was wearing white and white.
White and white. Wow, they thought you are from
then
SGI or from RI, is it?
Yes. Preparing for RI. In the end, I went RI.
Oh my goodness.
But that time, I didn't even know there was RI. I was only 9 years old.
Also in primary 4 that time.
Primary 4. So next day, I went to school. Everybody white and brown trousers.
You're
except
the only one.
Yong Guan. White and white, you know. Then my teacher very good, no? Mr. Ng Chan Sing.
Wow.
Mr.
Still
Ng Chan,
remember his
primary
name?
3A. Yong Guan come to the class, front of the class. All of you, Yong Guan's house has been burned down. You all cannot laugh at him. He wear white and white. If you all laugh at him, I will make you stand outside.
Oh, that's very nice of that teacher.
That's called empathy, you know. So at young age of 9, instead of feeling traumatized, I was validated by this teacher.
Wow.
Then Wong Fan Vun, my classmate, took me back to Jalan Batu, his house. So the father was very nice. 永言，你的姓洪永言啊，永远的永啊，状元的元啊，哇，你永远做官了，状元了。No wonder I joined SAF。那你永远是状元啊，有机会进国会啊。哎呦，哇，还是 OK。
Quite prophetic 啊。
然后还有你没有听到没？我们第一个市长是王永元。哎呦，哇 ，Ong Eng Guan his Chinese name is exactly like mine, different surname only.
Different surname.
And 洪永元，他是王永元 Ong Eng Guan. He was with the PSP. He was the first mayor of Singapore. 他就跟我讲，哇，你以后会做官了。
哇，当官了，还会当官了。
当官，做 SAF 先了。
Okay. So you primary in that you say it doesn't exist anymore, right? The school changed to Dunman, right? And then after that, your secondary school you went to?
School 6 years. That time is true meritocracy, because they picked the best of primary 6 to go RI.
To go RI, yeah.
So that year, 1968, I was Sec 1 RI. The first school is Utrecht Primary School.
Okay.
Utrecht Park Primary School. Utrecht Primary School got 14 went to RI.
Wow.
Tanjung Ru Boys School, 13. We were number 2 in the whole of Singapore.
Wow, I see, man. Their cohort must be all quite intelligent, 很聪明的嘞。
1967, I remember So Fong Jin, my school teacher. If the whole class, 44 boys, pass PSLE, I bring you all to Roxy for ice cream.
Wow.
So we all went to Roxy, the whole class passed.
All passed.
Of which 13 went to RI.
From your class alone?
Alone, 6A, 13 went to RI. So when we went to RI, this is true
真假
meritocracy.
厲害咧
Ului bolui takche
You
RI.
enter lah. Oh.
RI. So very happy. Wow, it's like my father was so happy. Then 6 years in RI, I have a photo, a RI photo to show.
Is this the one?
I was a class monitor. Look at the front row. I was the only thorn among the roses.
No, only sunflower. We don't say thorn.
So my leadership skill already displayed, already
this is
a
the
leader.
pre-U lah.
Tua Kui Tao, they got Tua Kui Tao. Great Indian chief.
Okay. And who's that one? down
Yang
below?
Sai Jen. He's a Monash University PSC scholar. He's an expert in economics.
I see.
Until
I see.
today, we are close friends.
Excellent. Oh,
That was
goodness.
RI days.
Then
I enjoyed my RI days very much because I think I came from a poor family. Right? Raffles Institution transformed me. From 13 years old all the way to 17, 18 years old, I was transformed because of CCA.
What were you doing in CCA?
So primary 1, Sec 1 all the way to pre-U 2, my CCA was school newspaper. Sec 3, I started as a reporter, 15 years old, reporting. Sec 4, first half, before O-level came in, we continued as sub-editor. Then we prepared for O-level. Then pre-U 1, honeymoon year. Because A-level is 1 year later. Honeymoon year, I became editor.
Wow, wow, so like reporter like that, like editor and everything. Oh, that's...
When I was a reporter at 15 years old, Raffles Institution, we shifted to Grange Road and we had 2 squash courts. So as a reporter, the teacher in charge said, Yong Guan, you follow me to Singapore Cricket Club. You interview the Singapore Squash Racket Association President, Peter Cooper. Interview. That's how you train yourself up.
So you had a very, it looks like you had a very fun
in Raffles,
time. In
Raffles made me, I would say Raffles made me.
Right. And then after that, you went to army first or did you NS or something?
NS 6 months. After that, disrupted to do medicine.
So you were accepted into the medical faculty lah.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have a photo of that or what's coming
really
out after
enjoy.
this?
These are 3 of my classmates. These are 2 of my classmates. And in the center is Balaji, my classmate. He later became a senior minister of state. For health.
I believe he has. Is he still? Oh, he has passed on, right?
He passed on in 2010.
2010.
Cancer of colon.
Ayo, so sad,
So we were very close at that time. I will explain why. Because we were involved in fighting against the government. 1978.
Wow.
We challenged the government for 88 days, not known to many Singaporeans.
I see.
I will explain what this fight is all about.
Okay. So what's the next picture that we have coming up? Let's see.
This
is the one you're talking about.
This is the fight. In 1978, we were final year students.
Medical students.
Then they announced all first year medical students must sign a $81,000 bond. And it's a 5-year bond.
Right.
So you want to study medicine, you sign an $81,000 bond. That's fair.
That means if you break it, you have to pay back the government $81,000.
But you came with your eyes open. You don't want $81,000, you don't study medicine.
Right.
You want to pay the bond, you study medicine and make sure you serve 5 years. The reason
after
being,
graduation, you have to serve 5 years. Okay.
The reason being, many doctors set up private practice after 1 or 2 years or 2-3 years. So government hospital need doctors. So the only way is to bond you for 5 years. Then at least the government assured of manpower at least for 5 years, right? At least for 5 years. And then first year agreeable, you came in with your eyes open. Then they decided those existing students, second to final year, must also sign an $81,000 bond. We say it's ridiculous. In principle, it's wrong.
It's not fair to you all.
Not fair. Okay. Because when we went in 1974, first year, there was no such bond.
No such bond.
You cannot. That time I told you, my father was a driver. The fee was $750 a year to do medicine.
To do medicine, okay.
Now
it's how much?
My son just graduated a few years ago. It was $400,000 to do medicine.
My gosh.
Not $81,000. 400. I remember signing a bond for my son. 400 over $1,000.
Wow, your son is also a doctor.
He's a doctor. Also doing psychiatry.
Wow, so the fruit don't fall too far from the tree, huh? Oh, son also psychiatry, he also psychiatry. You know, for those, just to digress a bit, for those people who don't understand, right, you actually have to become a doctor first.
Before you become psychiatrist.
Then you can choose to do psychiatry, right?
Yeah, because we prescribe medicine.
So
Psychologists don't have to be doctor.
Or psychologist is different. You are doing psychiatry.
Must be a doctor first.
You must be a doctor first because you must dispense medication.
Mental illness. And we must make sure we exclude tumor of the brain, infection of the brain, and bleeding in the brain. Or if a person say he's got headache and he's depressed, it could be a tumor. If the person has headache and then can't walk properly, it could be bleeding in the brain. So if you're not a doctor, you continue to treat him for his depression, anxiety, panic attack, I think it's negligent. That's wrong, you see. So we need to be doctors first. So we look at your symptoms.
So that means you train to be a doctor for how many years first?
5 years.
5 years to be a doctor.
Medical school for 5 years.
Then after you graduate, then you decided that you want to specialize in psychiatry.
I'll show you a
spend
slide,
another how many more years to get psychiatry?
Another 3 years. But before I did that, I was in Woodbridge Hospital. Now they call it the Institute of Mental Health.
Yeah.
I was there not as a patient, as a trainee. As a trainee. A lot of people say, why you went to Woodbridge for what? I went there for training. I was there for training, 2 years of solid training.
Is that a housemanship or something like that? Or
traineeship.
Traineeship lah. Of course, by then you actually were already a doctor lah.
Correct.
So
coming back to the bond, it was very unfair.
Yeah.
We were a private student. Suddenly you told us there's a bond, 81,000. So we fought, we challenged the government. And then we refused to sign. Then Mr. Lee Kuan Yew was the Prime Minister then. If you don't sign, the male go back to do national service. The female, you give us back $81,000, you leave medical school.
Wow.
You don't sign because we spend so much money on you.
Goodness.
But we were upset. We were upset because you didn't tell us when we first joined.
So would you say that it was a matter of principle?
100% matter of principle. So that was my baptism of fire. I realized that the government always, the end justify the means. The end is we want doctors in public hospital. The means is let's bond them. But come on, where is the principle? You follow? Where is the principle?
Correct,
so we fought. We know how many days we fought? 88 days.
Wow, were you all not like scared or fearful?
They divide and rule, another technique they use. You know how they divide and rule? We will start with final year student first, in batches of 10.
See whether you all cave in or not.
Cave in or not, very good. So if the first 10 come, the rest quite will have to come.
Yeah, you have to follow.
Have to follow. We refused. We won't sign. Because everybody watching final year. And I was an Indian chief.
I
was a class rep. So everybody watched. Because the 4th year, 3rd year, 2nd year, watching the final year. The moment we crumble, nothing to fight. Gone.
So how was it
some of the ministers
eventually?
Currently in our cabinet were in year 2. They actually signed and supported us. Because I got some of their names still with me.
Okay. So how was it resolved eventually?
So after 88 days, when they divided us, the first 10 refused to sign. Except one turned up, one out of the 10. His father was a civil servant, senior civil servant. So he was told, you go home, don't have to come back. We'll revise the bond. They revised the bond 3 times, try to make it more palatable, but it didn't work. Next, Dr. Toh Chin Chai was the health minister. Dr. Toh Chin Chai said, I want to meet class reps from each class, 2nd year, 3rd year, 4th year, final year. I want to talk to them. And he was supposed to talk to us for 10 minutes. He ended up talking to us for 2.5 hours. And he said, a student, I know it's very hard to get guarantor to guarantee you $81,000. $81,000. You can have 810 guarantors, each one guaranteeing $100. Again, ridiculous. How to find 810
people? Precisely.
Or 81 guarantor.
Yeah.
Not easy. So we knew that we were on the higher ground. This is a question of principle.
Right.
So in the end, we went there with a declaration. We declare that the government needs us to serve in government hospital. We will serve our 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, according to number of years you have done medicine. Right? We will serve accordingly without the $81,000.
They think without that burden of that thing hanging on.
And Dr. To accepted our declaration. Next slide.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see now.
And you see me on the front page of the Straits Times.
Wow. So you were already an activist at that age. Wow. Sometimes they call you all dissident, right?
But in a way, it's apolitical.
Yeah. You are fighting for your rights.
Medical bond.
Correct.
It's not politics, you see. Wow. But I tasted my first baptism of fire. How to take on the government. You know.
So the To is To Chin Chai. So I accept the declaration. So that eventually you all resolve the thing. Oh, okay. Wow. So Dr. Ang, very interesting. Wow. So maybe after watching this video, more people will come to know about the battle that you all fought as a matter of principle. Good for you. Good for you. Okay, let's see now. What is the next picture? Oh, this is in Edinburgh.
That's right. So after 5 years of medical school, and after 1 year of housemanship, and 2 years at Institute of Mental Health, at that time was Holbrook Bridge, I went to Edinburgh on the SAF Training Award.
Oh, SAF Training Award.
That time, this was 1983, end of 1983. Singapore wasn't training any psychiatrists locally.
Oh, so you are the pioneer batch of?
I had to go overseas.
Oh, they don't teach you. You have to go to Scotland
to learn psychiatry.
Oh,
so I was there for 2 years.
2 years.
And it benefited me a lot.
So you're full-time student?
Full-time student, and then I was a captain then, so I still continue to have.
So you still have a salary?
From the SAF.
Okay.
At the time, I was already quite critical, although I was with the SAF.
Critical of what?
Critical of policies. So until one of my consultants say, Guan, they call me Guan, don't treat your nation like your patient. Why are you treating Singapore like your patient?
But you were looking at it from the way things are done, policies and all these things are. Right. Okay.
But I remember very well, that time Mr. Devan Nair was exposed to be an alcoholic. So they were very harsh towards him.
Yeah.
So the people back in Scotland were asking me, how come you treated your alcoholic patient so badly? As if he's a criminal. No? I remember it very well. Where's the humanity? Where's the compassion and where's the empathy? Treated as if he's a criminal just because he's an alcoholic.
Oh, was he really alcoholic?
Well, the impression given
was like that.
Like that,
Right. But then at least today they have an institute named after him next to IMM down there.
For his contribution to the labour movement.
Yeah, I guess at that time he was one of those very powerful leaders also in Singapore. Especially for the union. If you ask people to go on strike, they will all go on strike in those days, right? Wow. So after you finished the 2 years in Edinburgh, then you became a psychiatrist.
Yeah, I came back. I served in the Singapore Armed Forces for a total of 23 years.
Oh, wow. So
17 years as a psychiatrist. Wow. So if you look at the next slide, I think I'm the longest serving military psychiatrist.
Wow, shit, man. You're full colonel, man.
After that, 6 years contract, maximum 12 years contract, then you leave. I was 17 years as a colonel, practicing psychiatrist.
Wow.
Very
so you were in charge of mental health,
mental
come
health.
up with training or policies, whatever, to increase the mental health and
whole
resilience.
SAF mental health on my shoulder.
Wow.
So not only we treated patients, we did a lot of preventive psychiatry. That's what I call. That means we conduct workshops, we give talks, we do mental wellness seminars to toughen the soldiers. I remember I conducted workshops called resilience building workshop. Get our soldiers to be resilient and not to cave in under stress. Then we did a lot of post-traumatic stress,
warfare kind of thing,
post-traumatic stress management. Whenever there's an accident or incident in the unit, especially involving severe injuries, I would be called in and then we would activate counselors and doctors to help out.
Wow, so it's called PTSD, post-traumatic. But it's usually for people who have gone for war or engagement in war, they come back and then A bit unbalanced
Correct,
after that, right?
Sometimes training injuries.
Also, yours was more training injuries.
More training injuries.
Oh, okay. Wow, so quite a long time. So when did you leave your service in the army?
I retired in 2003.
Still young, that time.
That time I was 48. Every time I wanted to retire, they would,
ask you to stay on a while.
Hang on. Either promote me or upgrade my salary.
Okay. So eventually you left in what? That means in
2003.
Oh, 2003. Then from the army, what happened?
Then I set up my private practice.
Oh.
At Paragon Medical.
Oh, at Paragon. Is there a picture of that, or what is this picture?
No.
Oh.
Besides, okay, so I'm a clinical psychiatrist. I practice seeing patients every day. But besides that, I appear very frequent on television and radio.
As a consultant for you to share your experiences.
Yes.
On
mental health matters. So I was, regularly on 958.
There I see you on Channel 8 with Chen Yifeng. And of course, there's my friend there, Li Guohuang.
Li Guohuang or that.
Wow, cool, man. So you're a celebrity of sorts already.
小毛病大问题。
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 Right. So just to go into your area of specialty, right? Are Singaporeans under a lot of stress? And especially, I would say, our children, whereby I hear, I get very sad when I hear of children committing suicide in Singapore. Yeah. Is it a serious problem?
It is very serious. The suicide rate for people from 10 to 19 years old, in the year 2018, 19 cases.
19 cases?
19 out of about 360 for that year. Every year is about 360 to 400.
Oh, it's almost
it varies.
Almost got 1 person a day.
1 person a day.
Oh, wow.
So for the age group of 10 to 19, it was exceptionally high. And the elderly also,
two extremes.
10 to 19 and then the elderly.
When you say elderly, it's from what age up onwards?
Say 60 onwards.
60 onwards. Yeah. Wow, I mean, you're talking about suicides.
Suicide. So I want to focus on 10 to 19 because many of them are students.
Yeah.
They seem unable to handle the stress.
What caused, if there was an underlying issue, is there research or data on?
Many reasons. First of all, is to do with themselves, Because first of all, we are all brought up in very small family now, 2 in the family or 1 in the family.
Yeah.
And parents are all very busy. They have little time with them.
So the support system.
Their language of love is service. You want coffee, you want Milo, we give you. You want money, we give you. But very little quality time with your children. So when they spend very little quality time, values are not transmitted. So where do they get their values from? Internet. So as young as 13, 14, they're surfing the net. And when you surf the net without guidance, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're not able to filter what you're reading.
I have patients who surf the net on how to take their lives.
Oh my gosh!
And they exchange notes. So if you have no proper guidance, it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
So I really urge parents to have more quality time with your children.
Sometimes trying to make ends meet, work too hard.
Very difficult, 2 jobs.
But then when you say, Dr. Ang, the kids, what kind of family background? Are we talking about the well-to-do or to those who are?
I think it is across the spectrum. Across the spectrum. We have cases wealthy enough to go overseas for their study. Then they also had problem when they were overseas.
So is it?
There was a few suicides happening overseas also, not just in Singapore.
I've heard also, since you're in the SA, right, about those young men who just enrolled for BMT, all this, and then they cannot so much stress, and then they also cannot take the stress, and then they tried to commit suicide, or some died and things like this also, right?
Correct. But it's multifactorial. It depends on their personality. Some are very introverted. They hardly share.
So kena tekan, they cannot take it.
Some they can take the punishment, some can't. And some are very, I would say, homebound, very attached to their parents. So first time in their life, they're staying away from their family. So the loneliness, the stress of training, and then they can't ventilate their feelings. But it's much better now. We have orientation officers in BMT who will talk to such soldiers.
Prevent such kind of things from happening.
Yes. Yeah. So once in a while, multifactorial factors or multifactorial reason contribute to all these unfortunate events.
I see.
But what worries me most is that the values come from internet and they can't pick up what is proper, what is improper, what is right, what is wrong. That's the beginning of trouble.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, you know, you always hear like a lot of people, I mean, I'm just stating some general stuff, where people say, well, life in Singapore is so stressful. So it's across the board, depending on what, regardless of your socio-economic status, right? So everyone is feeling stressed.
It's very worrisome, you know. Just a month ago, a 91-year-old lady, you know, brought by 2 daughters to come and see me. And the first thing she did when she entered my clinic is like, "Lo kuna, lu zambo, patski zambo wasi."
Oh my goodness.
91 years old, no? So grandchildren,
is she mobile
very supportive, mobile, supportive family, siblings. I mean, the children are all very supportive.
And
So
yet she wants to end her life.
Yes. So she was clearly finding life meaningless, and then was in a state of depression. So we had to deal with the depression.
I see.
So the assumption that you are 91, you should be wise, old lady.
You should be happy, right? You got grandchildren and everyone.
Maybe just an
not
assumption.
abandoned, put it this way. She's not abandoned. Then they cannot. Oh, quite sad.
So getting better now with the medication, with the counselling. Then she now doesn't talk about
wanting to end her life. Oh, okay. What's the next photo you have?
This one is more of my exposure. I was on 早安你好, no, at one stage, you know, 早安你好. I think there's no such program now.
Anymore. Yeah. Okay. So you went more on Channel 8 than on Channel 5?
Yeah, strangely. They wanted me more on Channel 8 than Channel 5.
Okay. Depending on the slant of the program.
Correct.
Right. So what's your next photo you want to share with us coming up? What's the next one? Let's see. Devils in the Mind.
I'm seen as a strong advocate of mental health in Singapore. Because I started a group, I think that's the next one. So the Straits Times featured me, one whole page, you know.
Wow.
So I also give lectures to the public on again on mental health issues.
I see.
I'm also a visiting lecturer talking about personality disorders. Next.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what's your next slide. This one.
This is a group
AGMI.
I formed.
Okay.
Action Group for Mental Illness. I started it in 2004. And I was a chairman up to 2013.
Oh, okay.
And one of the things we champion for
this is like a support group.
It's actually increasing the awareness of Singaporeans about mental illness.
But this is something many people avoid talking about.
Avoid talking. Really, I understand. Craig, it's very, in a way, a serious issue that people don't want to talk about.
Yeah, is that shameful or whatever? There are misperceptions.
Because when you're physically ill, you have physical symptoms.
Yeah.
Either in the form of headache, fever, you know, breathlessness, tremors. You can see the tremors.
Yeah.
But when you are depressed, sometimes you cannot pick up.
Yeah.
When you're anxious, sometimes there are no signs. You only feel it, but there are no signs.
You know, talking about depression, right? It's a serious condition because in the world, some famous personalities have ended their life because depression, and people don't want to talk about this sort of
Robin
things.
Williams.
Yeah, Robin Williams, and then the other one, Anthony Bourdain as well.
Anthony Bourdain,
Kate Spade, the one who made the back one, right? Yeah. I mean, people like that with everything in life, like money, fame, everything, and then they just decided to end it.
Especially Anthony Bourdain, because he found his niche as CNN food correspondent.
Yeah.
He went to 88 countries, including Singapore. He came to Singapore to promote lontong and mee siam.
Yeah, correct.
To the whole world, no?
So it's like you're world famous already, right?
And when he hanged himself, he was on film set. He was filming in France, in a village in France.
Oh my gosh.
And then secondly, when he died, he got a daughter, about 8 years old daughter. He totally did not think of the daughter. So when you're in that suicidal state, you completely ignore
how do you
or cannot
intervene
remember
if you know
all
someone?
the great things in your life.
So since we are just for the benefit of our viewers, just for the benefit of our viewers, right? If let's say you know of someone who is having that kind of I may not want to call it mental illness. I would rather use the word condition. You have that condition, right? Then how can you intervene to make sure that they don't go and do the ultimate, which is to kill themselves?
Okay, there are a few things we look for. We call basic functioning. They must sleep well. The moment you can't sleep well, you can't think clearly.
Insomnia,
you cannot feel good.
So fatigue will set in.
Fatigue will set in. Eating, you need nutrients. You need to keep fit.
Right.
Eat properly because you need nourishment.
Okay, so am I overnourished? just kidding, sorry.
appropriately.
Okay, so must sleep well, you must eat nutritious food.
Functioning.
Explain functioning.
Functioning. Concentrate well. When you watch television, you sit there and watch throughout the program. You don't feel restless. When you read a book, you can concentrate, especially if you're a student.
Right.
Concentration is very important.
So these are the signals to look forward to.
And then, besides that, you cannot concentrate. That's a sign. And then you are restless. You cannot focus. And then you become very negative. That's one thing. Very negative in your thoughts. You can't remember the positive things you've done. You're all very negative.
Everything looks very dark.
Every day you wake up gloomy, dark, and life is worthless. You think you're not worth anything. You know, might as well just call it a day.
Yeah.
So, and then you become alone, aloof.
You withdraw.
Socially withdrawn.
Withdrawn from, you don't interact with people.
And then your friends can see a change. Hey, why are you so quiet today? What's wrong with you? You don't feel like talking. Because
so
you're very
these are
troubled.
the classic signs.
You're very troubled. You don't feel like talking.
But then how
Or
then?
on the other hand, you can be very irritable, fly off the handle very easily, get angry very easily.
Okay. So besides that, let's see what is the next slide you have coming up. And what is this?
This slide is about my running group.
Oh, your running
I started
group.
a running group in the year 2000 called ABC.
Okay.
A is my initial, Ang.
Oh, your surname,
Yeah,
okay.
I was running at Temasek Club car park. At the time it was at Portsdown Road. And my friend Boon saw me. Boon joined me.
So that's where the B said.
Then another friend Chia saw me, and then ABC.
Oh, goodness.
Then a while later, another friend saw me, and then we become A, B, and C.
Oh, okay. Wow, so how often do you guys gather
First
and run?
10 years, every Sunday we would go all over Singapore. Every Sunday we were Labrador Park we will go MacRitchie, we will go CMPV, Dempsey Road.
Quite a big group of you,
Yes.
Okay.
So whoever turn up, we'll
they
run
have the time
7
to
a.m. till about 9 a.m.
So is this once a week you all were running?
Yes, in the beginning. Then later on, less often.
Because timing, everyone with different timing.
Different timing, yeah.
But is the group still functioning, or is it like
we have our own chat group, and then we are highly sociable. We have a lot of social gathering. Especially celebrating birthdays. So we have now become an eating club.
But I must say, you look very fit, Don't have the pot belly or whatever, even though you're eating a lot. All right. Let's go on to the next photo. Let's see it.
There you are. I completed 10 marathons. Wow. Yeah. From 2007 to 2012.
Overseas or local or what?
Local. It's 7 hours. Because my motto, the next slide will show my motto.
Okay.
My motto is complete, not compete.
It's an achievement just to complete the marathon. You're talking about a full marathon, right?
Full marathon.
That's 42
km.
Wow. And you took 7 hours.
7 hours.
Wow. You take 7. If I'm running, 24 hours. By the time everything
you must
closed,
you must come in within 9.5 hours. Because they calculated if you walk, it's about 9 hours plus.
Even if you are walking, you're not really
even
running.
You're walking. And if you come back after 9 hours,
everything ended already. No one will wait there for you anymore. Okay. Because one of your PSP colleagues, your members, right?
Yes.
His name is Lu Ki Hong. He also completed that almost 10 marathons. That was a personal goal he set for himself. So maybe you all can compare some notes.
What I want to emphasize is beliefs shape behavior. If you have a belief, complete, not compete, then it shapes your behavior. As you run, you keep on reminding yourself, you're there to complete, not to compete.
So you ever hit the wall when you're running in all these 10 marathons?
First few years, about 38 km, you feel like giving up. But then you think of your motto, complete,
not compete. Okay.
Then you carry on. Once there was sundown marathon, 2 a.m., there was a heavy downpour. So I was at the junction, you turn left is 21 km, half marathon. You turn right is 42, full marathon. I was wondering to stop or not to stop because heavy rain, with thunder, with lightning, drenched.
Completely drenched.
Then people were stopping just to wait for the lightning to go away. So not to go, if I turn left is 21 km.
Half
half, correct. So I remember my motto, complete, not compete. I took the 42 km.
I see, man. Power to you lah, huh?
Tough.
So it's mind over matter lah.
Mind over matter, and it's all about resilience.
Right,
You
right,
have to be
right.
resilient. 不倒翁, you know. 跌倒,
Bounce back again, always
跌倒,
bounce up
爬起
again.
来. In Japan, there's a proverb, you know. You fall 7 times, but you get up 8 times. So we're not afraid of falling. We're only afraid of not getting up.
Yeah, correct. So that kind of mental resilience is also important. Huh?
Yeah.
So what's the next one you have there?
There you
Oh,
are.
this-
See, mind over matter. Exactly what you say.
Oh,
Mind over body. Mind over
oh, yours is mind over body.
Ah,
Okay. Wow, so you have been keeping fit all these times, huh? Okay,
It's a
wonderful.
joy, it's a joy.
Actually, I must
Endorphins.
shed the I've lost some weight.
Yeah.
I still got some way to go.
Yeah.
You know, and then my friend tell me, why you can't see? I said in Singapore, bo can't see. You only die one time. Si can't bo see. Tube here, tube there. Everywhere. That is a horrible way to go.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at the next slide you have coming up.
I
you're a
swim a
swimmer
lot.
also.
I
Okay.
swim a lot as
Yeah, actually,
well.
for people like me, swimming good, because don't put
good,
any
yeah.
stress on the joints.
Correct.
Float in the water.
Exactly. After 2012, I decided to stop full marathon. Take up
yeah,
swimming.
the knees are the impact,
knees,
right?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see now what else do we have. This is
my
a big.
2 lovely dogs.
Okay, and that's your wife.
Dante, that's my wife, Zoe.
Ah.
Dante and Dante on the left, the one in white, and then Emma on the left.
Okay. So those are your pets,
Yeah.
So your son already grow big already,
Yeah,
So this one, is your son married?
I've got 4 children. 2 sons. My son is married. One of them is married. Both sons, and then one daughter is married. One is not.
So you already promoted to Akong already lah. How many grandchildren do you have? Only one. Alamak, no wonder the TFR never improved in Singapore. All these young people get married, then wait to start their family.
Yeah.
All right. So is a grandson or granddaughter?
Grandson.
Grandson. Okay. So I was always telling people, I say, the duty of the grandparent is to spoil the grandchildren. The discipline, leave it to the parents. Oh, you have a lovely wife there, Zoe.
Yeah.
So does she enjoy running with you as well?
Yeah. We are in the ABC, A, B, and C.
Okay, lovely. Let's see. Are we? And this is?
I just want to say that I was involved in politics.
So you are not a newbie in that
my
sense.
My background as an activist is a natural progression.
Okay. They were with other political parties?
This was 2011 with the SDP.
Oh, you were with SDP.
Then
Okay.
2015 was with Sing First.
All right, and now it's with PSP.
For country,
All right.
for people.
Yeah. Excellent. Now, before we end this interview, it was really fun talking to you, and I hope you enjoyed this session with me as well. But before we round off, right, I'd just like to get your opinion or your views on what are some of your hopes and dreams and aspirations. I mean, of course, your kids are all grown and set for Singapore.
Well, I think it is about the future of Singapore. We cannot have more of the same. We must think out of the box. And we must have at least, in my opinion, 1/3 opposition members in parliament. Because with 1/3, 93 MP, we need 32, that is 1/3. With 1/3, they cannot just change their constitution any way they want. I think that's my dream. For the sake of Singapore, for the sake of our children, our great children,
Your grandchildren,
great grandchildren. I think we must have a level playing field. We shouldn't have an over-dominant political party deciding everything for Singapore. There must be diversity.
Right.
And within diversity, you can still have unity.
Yes.
Diversity is okay, it's acceptable. Different views make the country stronger.
Right. Okay.
Not one size fit all. We need to have multiple approaches and multiple sizes.
Correct. So once again, thank you, Dr. Yong Guan, for being on this program. So till the next time when I interview another PSP candidate, we'd like to say thank you for watching the show and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.